Fáilte Rómha Cóide, you're welcome indeed to another edition of the Irish at Home and Abroad. This week I'll be putting on my boots to take part in the annual walking festival in Foxford. We've some great music from Sean Kane, and don't forget we'll be crossing over to England to join Martin Logan, who's with the Irish community. But first I'm here at the Claremorris GAA grounds for the opening of their brand new pitch dedicated to the late Alan Feely.
Alan was an outstanding member of Claremorris GAA Club who passed away so suddenly a few years ago, a couple of days after starring for our senior team.
I suppose Alan was an inspiration to everybody. He was the kind of guy that, set the whole place alight, and his teammates around him responded to him and got the best out of him. At the moment we'd be just hoping that, he's looking down on us and he can inspire us for the rest of the year, but everything he did on the field was for the team. He was a total team man. Off the field, he was just a pure gentleman. He was just such a lovely fella, and he was such a loss first of all to his family and to his teammates and to everybody in Claremorris.
Alan was a phenomenal person. He was someone I always kind of looked up to. Three great brothers, but Alan was the one I was always kind of, I was like, if I can be a bit more like Alan, I'll be a good person. He was just a very good person. He prided himself in being a good person. Kind of as a teacher, he loved guiding students, he loved helping students. Like, if he wasn't motivated by money, he wasn't motivated by that kind of thing. He was motivated by helping people and being nice to people. And if someone was giving out about something, he'd be like, why do you have to be so negative? Come on, PMA, positive mental attitude, let's say something nice about them. And it was just the way he was, that's the way he looked at life. And again, in hindsight, looking back, it was a great way for someone to be, and if we could all be a bit more like that.
A committee was set up earlier in the year to organise this day. The committee involved boys from the GAA and girls from the LGFA here in Claremorris. They've worked together brilliantly to organise the blitzes that are ongoing here behind us. There's a men's mini sevens. There'll be a ladies' game with the team from Limerick later on, and a big night in the McWilliam is going to take place later on. All this organised by both clubs, coming together and working like a community should. You can tell that there's a buzz. Seems to be a great culture of enjoyment and fun growing in the area. The sky is the limit now that we have a fine dressing room here, and probably the best pitch in the county that nobody really seems to know about until now. So the Claremorris ladies and gentlemen's clubs have got two dressing rooms, two fabulous football pitches. Anybody would be proud to play on either pitch and tug out in either of the dressing rooms. So from here on in, it's happy days for both clubs.
Oh, the new facility is huge for the ladies' club. We've no proper facilities really for changing or for any proper toilet facilities. Even if we had games and the town pitch was unusable or another match going on, we couldn't really bring a team down here with no proper facilities. So, it's going to be huge for our club.
Today has really brought the two clubs closer. Like, the clubs would be more willing for teams to share pitches and for trainings and matches, and it's great. Like, and for sponsorship as well around the town, it's really the way forward.
It's very important to have this facility named after Alan. All the players in his age group, we all know Alan very well, but it's just for the younger age group that are coming up, and even underage currently in the town. They'll be asking questions, who is Alan Feely? And people will be able to tell them, be able to give the legacy that Alan had. And I think it's very important, not just for Alan Feely and his family, but for everyone in Claremorris, that it's named after such a stalwart of the club.
It's very important going forward with the underage, and the area that we have here for training facilities and the quality of the pitch. Like, the quality of the pitch is probably one of the better ones in the county now. New clubhouses, the new clubhouse there, and the dressing rooms is very important as well. And it's huge here for underage. Really, is the main thing, and the coaching that the club can develop from it.
you know, looking around today, I've seen faces here. There's fellas out playing football there that I haven't seen in years. I thought a lot of them weren't even able to walk, but they're running today. And just looking at the pitch itself, it's just like Croke Park, really. And you know, you have to thank Peter Killian for that. That pitch a couple of months ago, there was actually rushes growing on parts of it, and the clay was coming up through it. There was no grass there. And look at it today, and the whole thing, the dressing rooms, everything about this place now. I think everyone will want to play here now. I think the town pitch will get a big rest.
Organ donation, I mean, it's something no one really likes talking about in a way, but it's the fact that, I think my brother Donald said it on the day, when Alan died, instead of there being 6 funerals, there was one. And his organs live on, and 5 other people who have kids, who have families, and they'd be dead if it wasn't for Alan making that decision and talking to us about it. And I suppose if I was to give one message to people, it's tell people your wishes. You know, tell people if something happens. It's not a nice conversation to have, but you know what? It's easier than you think, and you never know. It may happen, and that's what happened with us. And we didn't have to make a decision; we just knew.
Well, it's a very, you know, distressing thing that a young person dies, and I suppose we never really recover from that. But you know, people who have donated organs, they always find a consolation in that. I'm with those people all the time, and they do find a consolation. The fact that his family donated his organs so that other people could live gives it an extra poignancy, and it shows us that the world is bigger than just us, you know, and that sense of community that we have in the GAA is unrivaled. It's a great event today, you know, and I've just spent time with the under-14 girls, and they're wearing their cystic fibrosis jumpers. And cystic fibrosis is such a cruel disease, but we're turning the corner now. The awareness is great, and you know, all anybody wants to do is to live, to give life their best shot. And it's brilliant to see the girls wearing the jerseys, and it's so life-affirming being here today. So it's a delight to be here. One take. This will be one take.
Alan was our PE teacher, and he trained us in football as well, so we would have known him kind of too.
As a PE teacher and as a geography teacher as well, and as a football coach.
Yeah. Alan was a really understanding teacher. Like, you could have the crack with him and kind of make jokes and laugh, but like at the same time you knew where the line was.
He was also a good mentor for us to have, especially on the pitch. Like, he was just an amazing person to be around. And
Alan was definitely a very encouraging teacher. Like, he always wanted you to do better and like get better at both on the football field but in the classroom as well. And then
he was a kind person. Like, he'd always be looking out for you. He'd always like take care of, especially his players. Like, he'd always take care of you.
Alan was a very tough competitor. I always found him to be a good, honest footballer. If you connected with him in a challenge, you'd always know about it. But he was a great club player for Claremorris and represented Mayo at the various grades as well. So he was a skillful footballer, good footballer, and he always gave his all in the pitch. A great club man. It's an excellent facility, and I think going forward, it's only going to be a plus to the area and South Mayo area as well. Like, it's as I said, it's a credit to Claremorris GAA Club, and there'll be some fine performances over the years, I'm sure, to come down here.
Yeah, it's great to be up here today. It's a fantastic pitch, great surface, and it's wonderful to see the crowd here today. And as Martin said, it's a credit to the community, and all the best, and a credit well deserved to the man that it was named after. So it's great to be here and great to have it.
This is what it's all about today, like, and honouring Alan and having his name out there at the entrance into the pitch is testament to what the kind of person he was, the kind of player he was, the inspiration he was for Claremorris. And I think anytime anyone is coming in here to train, have a look at that plaque out there, and it should really lift you. And get the best out of everybody, and we hope that's what it'll do.
It's extremely important. I suppose I can't even begin to describe what an honour it is for our family. It's pretty amazing. I mean, looking around, it's all this in his memory is fantastic, and it's for us. We're just so proud of Alan, and we're so proud that the person he was kind of brought this to the fore. The club recognises that, and it's really proud day for us and something we'll never forget. Alan's life was a phenomenal one, but we have to take a small bit of solace in his death and kind of take the proactive stuff, his generosity, you know, promote things like organ donation, and from today in this pitch is promote the active life, the active lifestyle for everyone, from the little child up to the old masters who were playing there. It's something that he really promoted. He'd always kind of be encouraging people to stay fit and active. So I suppose if we can take anything from it in Alan's memory, it's that people enjoy life, live life, stay fit, and you know, we'll all be happy.
You are the living embodiment of a good GAA club. What a fantastic legacy to leave in memory of someone of your community. That a facility like this can be the spur to bring out so many young boys and girls. If none of us left anything behind us when we exit this planet, then rather than we just encouraged others to go out and have a good time, it would be a worthwhile journey.
What a tremendous community event there in Claremorris, and a great legacy to Alan Feely. OK, it's time for us to take a break. See you in a couple of minutes. Fáilte, you're very welcome back to part 2 of the programme. Now we're off to Foxford for the annual walking festival, which attracts people from all over the country.
Years ago, back in the 1980s, there was the whole Foxford Way right around Foxford itself, and then about 4 or 5 years ago it was decided, you know, to develop smaller loop walks. So we worked here with a local group and we developed a total of 12 loop walks in the area, and I suppose arising from that then a new walking group established. And, you know, they were really enthusiastic, engaging with the landscape, engaging with the environment, engaging with all the local infrastructure. And they really got into the walking, and they brought the wider community with them. And I suppose from that, they all trained up as walking leaders. They go out every weekend, and from that then they wanted to organise a walking festival. So I think this is the 4th year in its operation that this festival is going. And it's great because, I mean, again, it's getting the whole community involved. It's using the natural resource, and it's also about bringing people into the area for weekends like this. So it's absolutely fantastic from a local economic point of view.
A lot of work, but we have some very, very good people. We have a very good secretary, Loretta, and all the rest of the walkers, the Foxford Ramblers. You know, we all get stuck in and plan, and we're planning a year now ahead. So it's all come to fruition, and hopefully we get the numbers today and the weather. 2 years ago we had the festival in October, but unfortunately the weather was very, very unkind. So we decided this year we would try and hope for the weather. It's not too bad, it's reasonable, so we're hopeful. Well, the full weekend today, as you know, the Ox Mountains, tomorrow in Yefen, they're the 2 strenuous walks. But then we have 3 or 4, we have 2 more walks this afternoon. Tavenagh, which takes in the scenic views over Lough Conn and Lough Cullen. Then we have Drummond Wood, which takes in the beaches of Lough Conn and Lough Cullen again. And nice easy walks through Drummond Woods. There'll be a lot of explaining to do on the flora and fauna up there. And of course Larrigan Moor, which is just to the east, slightly to the east of Foxford. And hopefully they'll see the wild goats up there, and we're hoping we'll see them as well today. If we don't see them, we might be able to smell them.
Well, this is the most difficult walk today. We've 3 hard, moderate and easy. This is a difficult walk across the Ox Mountains. It's a trek of 16.5 kilometres, which is quite strenuous. We get a bus from here to Bunnyconlon area, then we make our ascent up to the very top of the Ox Mountains, go along the top of the mountains for about 16k, towards Foxford along the Foxford Way, and then we come down in the Eddie Mass area. So this walk offers beautiful views. If the day clears up, and hopefully it will, across we'll be able to see down to Ballina, across Lough Conn and Cullen and the Nathan Mountains. So it's a lovely walk if the day brightens up, and we'll enjoy it anyway. For this walk, we have emphasised to people that they need to be reasonably fit. It's a tough walk for anyone that isn't used to walking. There are 2 easier walks today. So we know from the people that we've here, many of them are experienced walkers, and that's what we want for this walk. Also, it's very important that people have the proper gear, that they need good footwear and they need rain gear, because certainly with the sort of weather we get here, and particularly in the mountains, it can turn out very wet. But hopefully the weather forecast today is for some sunny spells as well, so we get a bit of that also.
We're part of the Castlebar Walking Group, and we go out every fortnight, but we like to support other walking festivals as well. So people are lovely and friendly, and people that have a common interest always seem to talk about the same thing. And I think we have recruited some more for our walking group here today. We're short of meals, so I think we've recruited a few meals, you know. Ours is a moderate walking group now. We don't climb any more than 400 metres, so I think a lot of men like more challenging, but we might get there yet, but it's still, you know, challenging enough at times.
I do a lot of walking on my own, Transha, but on a Sunday it's part of a ritual to come here, like, because I'm meeting people, like walking on my own is grand, like, but at least the group here is exceptional, like. It's like therapy to me, like, and that's why I get out, just to meet them, like. I saw there's so much on nowadays, like, that people just find it hard to choose, like. But I would recommend the scenery in here is unreal, like. They're missing, they don't know what they're missing, like, if you mean they'd want to come and experience, like, and they'll be back.
To be honest with you, all the loops are fantastic here in Mayo. So we have a big county with lots of landscape, lots of different types of changing landscape. For here, you have it all. You have you're starting here in the small town of Foxford on the River Moy, which is part of being the salmon capital. So you're taking in the River Moy, you're going up into the mountain, you're taking in the woodlands, you're taking in the lake. So you're getting to see so much in such a short length of time.
There's people at home from England and various parts of the country coming to visit their own people here in Foxford and surrounding. And so hopefully we can promote the gateway to the northwest, if you like.
I think the festivals are the lifelong thing for going forward, and it's all about bringing people into our county. I mean, this is a long weekend, it's bank holiday weekend, it's a great time to have a festival event. No matter what time of the year, I would say if they could have one for every season, it would be great, because you're getting to see again the countryside in a different manner. But look at, there's a lot of people around here today, and there's a lot of people really looking forward to a good walk. So no matter what time of the year they do it, they'll always attract people to come out and, I suppose, experience this wonderful countryside. It's great to come out here when they organise an event and just really savour the atmosphere of the whole festival.
Well done to all the participants who completed the walks there in Foxford. Time for some music now with the brand new single from Sean Kane entitled Nature's Little Symphony. And can I remind you, coming up after the break, we'll be crossing the Irish Sea once again to join Martin Logan, who's out and about with the Irish community in the UK. Well, that's all for me from this week. Thank you for your company. Do join us again next week at the same time, where we will be coming to you from the Ballina Salmon Festival. So until then, slán go fóill.
Collins Music Castlebar, suppliers of musical instruments and books for over 100 years.
Great people before me who've worked so hard and done a great job. So, you know, I've got a lot to sort of live up to, really, but we're trying our best, and we're really trying hard, obviously, with, you know, getting the sponsorship involved and things like that. And we're delighted with the progress, but it's a long journey, and we've still got a long way to go as well.
Ian, when did you first get involved with the club?
So I've been in the club for about 15, 16 years now. Started as a junior and just come through all the ranks, and been playing senior cricket since about 2004.
And it's great to see that somebody that's come through the junior ranks and everything, you're team captain now.
Yeah, so I took over this season as captain after Jamie Doyle did a really good job for 5 years. Ian, when he became chairman, asked me to step in, and I decided it was the right thing for me to do.
Now, you've got lots of teams playing here at the club. Give me an idea of the age group of the teams you've got.
Yeah, so we range all the way up from under-9s cricket up to under-19 cricket at junior level, and then we have 3 senior teams, 2 playing on a Saturday and 1 on a Sunday.
OK, now for young people at home, of course, cricket is a great sport. It's an outdoor sport. It's something, you know, that I think people should get more involved in.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I love it. Wait all winter for it, and then summer comes along and get to play. So I get to play here every week at the Sun.
Are you a strict captain?
I don't think so. You'll have to ask the other lads that. I wouldn't say so.
Now, Ian, look, as chairman, you've got a busy year coming up, of course, because you just mentioned there you've got a big celebration coming up in October.
That's right, yeah. It's in the Titanic Hotel in the dock area of Liverpool. You know, as it's the black tie event, and the ladies can wear the gowns, and we're hoping to get 200 people plus there on the night and celebrate, you know, obviously the 125 years, and celebrate all the great cricket and all the great characters that have been and gone in the club. So we're really looking forward to that as well. It'll be a great culmination to the year.
If people would like to come along to that, how can they get tickets for it?
That's fine. They can email the club or contact the secretary, Jamie Doyle. All the details are on the website, the Oldsavarian Play Cricket website. We'd be delighted to welcome anybody along. It's going to be a great night, and you know, as I say, anyone who wants to come along, please contact the club. That'd be great.
Well done to you and to all your members here for keeping the club going for such a long time. Well done. It's great to see the cricket club doing so well after all those years. Now, we're off to St Michael's Irish Centre for an afternoon of music, song and dance. Maura, a really busy day here at the Liverpool Irish Centre. Tell me what's been happening.
This is our annual Ceilidh to end the summer for Liverpool Colts Cultúr Éireann, and we have all the families that come together, and we're breaking now for the summer until September. So we've had fantastic dancing, singing and performances by young people who've qualified for Flaucheol na Héireann in Ennis in August, and it's a good way for them to practice in front of an audience, but also for the Irish Centre. It's great to have such a crowd of people here supporting us and enjoying the culture and handing it down the generations, not just first, second, third generations come to the Irish Centre, and there's some of the performers that we've had today. Between my love and I, and it's down in yonder by, I'll meet her by and by. It's down. Now here today at the Liverpool Irish Centre, I don't want to single anybody out, but one particular person, Chris Roach. He's a fantastic musician and singer, isn't he? He is, and Chris actually won a third place All-Ireland in the men's singing a few years ago. And Chris is a blind member of our community who, through his musicality, has brought on a lot and encouraged young people here and show them that they can do anything once they set their mind to it. He's a fabulous stalwart for Coltis. We're very proud of
what Chris contributes. He's just played in the senior Céilí band for Liverpool. They came third. Fortunately, they didn't get through to Ireland, but maybe next year, because we're carrying on the history of like Sean McNamara, Eamon Coyne, Peggy Peakin, who were the main founders, because this year we're celebrating 60 years of the Liverpool branch of Cultus in existence, and so there's lots of celebrations happening later on in the year in October, and Chris will be very much a part of that, and we're very proud of the contributions as a male singer, which are very far and few at the moment in terms of senior. Chris is a real role model, and we're very proud he's a member of Liverpool branch of Cultus.
Far away across the ocean I'm bound. Oh, my father is old and my mother's quite feeble.
John, tell me, how is Cultus going in Liverpool?
It's extremely well at the moment. We've got quite a lot of young kids who want to develop their skills here. They start here on the tin whistle and they venture up to different instruments. So and they're encouraged to do that as well, not just remain on one instrument. So by the competitions, the North West Regional Floor, they've done really well. And again, they're from the All Britain Floor in St Albans. They've progressed the All Ireland, so it's looking quite healthy at Liverpool Cultus at the moment.
Now, you're following in family traditions, aren't you? Because your mum was heavily involved.
She was a bit of a member of Cultus, and so God, way back in time. She's done the Irish dancing as well. I've got cousins and a lot of family in Ireland, all over the UK as well, who are Cultus members. So it's nice to go and visit them and play a few tunes with them and have the crack.
And a special day for your mum today, because we've seen her there presented with a birthday cake. She's celebrating her 80th birthday. When is that coming up?
It's next Sunday. Unfortunately, this was the last day of us all getting together, so we decided to a little surprise for my mum. Yeah. So she was gobsmacked. Yeah.
Now, there was also a presentation of the Tommy Walsh Cup, or Memorial Cup, I should say, here today. Now, tell me about that cup and how the people are chosen and so on and so forth to receive it.
Well, this year I won it. I didn't think I was going to. Well, never expected, to be honest with you. Yeah. It's in recognition of keeping Tommy's name alive, for all the great work that he's done in Liverpool Irish Centre over many years, many decades, and it's testimony to his family as well. His daughter Kathleen, she's got a dance school here. His grandson, he plays the drums here. He's got through to the All Ireland. It's just in memory, just keeping his name alive really, and it's a proud moment for me today to receive that cup.
What a great day we had at Liverpool Irish Centre. Now we're off for a quick break. Make yourselves a nice cup of tea and we'll see you in a few minutes. Then we'll be telling you a story about a very special lady who has dedicated her life to working in Africa, and we'll be having a song from John Farry. Now, you can't beat a good cup of tea. Welcome back to the Irish in the UK. Now, Sister Theresa Keenan dedicated her life working in Africa, and recently she returned home to a big party at the Talbot Catholic Club in Eccles, and we were there to join in the fun. many years have you been away now, sister? Away from Ireland, away from England?
I've been away from Ireland since 1962. I arrived in South Africa on the 22nd of June in 1962.
And how often could you come home?
To begin with, it was every 10 years. That was after Vatican II. Then it was shortened to 7 years, then to 5. We're now at 4 years when we come home. But if there was some reason in the family, we could come at shorter intervals.
Now describe to me the type of work that you got involved in when you were out in South Africa.
Well, I am a nurse and general and midwife, and I was involved mostly in community health nursing, which meant I was out in the townships, and I must say I enjoyed every minute of it. Especially in the beginning, I was very scared, I must say, being way up in the townships, and it was just at a difficult time in the country when people were objecting to Afrikaans medium in schools and children were out on strike. So it wasn't so very easy then.
Now, of course, you've done a lot of fundraising and you've done a lot of great things out there. Tell me about some of the things that you've achieved during your lifetime.
We had a church in the area which had originally been opened in 1886, and it had deteriorated over the years, and I was very happy to be able to fundraise for that. It's now a beautiful church.
Now, the Talbot Club here in Eccles, run by your brother Larry Keenan, they've been very supportive to you down the years.
Yes, definitely. Ever since I started in South Africa, and during my time in Zambia, Malawi, and with the Mozambican refugees, the Talbot Club has been very, very supportive of me. I was very fortunate too. I have some people in Ireland who were very good, but the Talbot Club has stood out throughout all the years, and they have been very helpful.
Now, looking back over the years, and of course you've worked out there for so many years, as you've just told us, and a lot of fundraising has been done by the Talbot Club here and many other people as well. What improvement do you think, or how do you think it's improved, and are things getting better?
I would say if it had not been for the Talbot Club, we would not have been able to do the things that we did. We would not have been able to provide food for the children as we have been able to do. And not only provide food, but build up a little bit of a bank account so that the children are secure in the future. And that, I think, is very important.
Well, sister, enjoy your celebrations here with your family tonight, and it's been great to speak to you.
Well, thank you very much. I must say it was a surprise. I got a bit shocked when I saw the camera coming in, and I was wondering what my sister was up to. But thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much for being with us tonight.
Larry, it's a very special night for you and of course all your family to be here with Sister Teresa.
Well, we're very proud of Sister Teresa and we're very glad to be with her tonight. It's 4 years since we've seen her, since her last visit. And over the years we've followed her projects throughout Africa, and we've done our best to support her from the club here. Members of the club over the years have raised a lot of money to support her projects in Africa. And it's a very proud night tonight now to see her. She's basically near retiring now at the moment. And the main projects are over, but we did visit her a couple of years ago, and we could not believe what we'd seen. We went to one of the latest projects, which is a nutrition centre she had set up in a shanty town outside Grahamstown. And their little kids come every morning to get a meal before they went to school. It didn't matter what religion they were all welcomed into the nutrition centre. And basically all the utensils in the nutrition centre was donated by the Talbot Catholic Club here, which we're very proud of. All the furniture in it at that stage we'd fundraised and we'd provided that as well. So for us it was when we went in and had a look around the nutrition centre and seen the great work was being done and the little effort we'd made here and how big it was to them out there, how much it meant to them, you know.
And of course the Talbot Club has supported Sister Teresa down the years, not just recently but many, many occasions.
Exactly. We go back about 40 years actually. And Chris McHugh was the president here at the time, and he done the first do we ever done for Sister Teresa, and one in particular which she told us a story about. They had set up a clinic and a nutrition centre, a maternity unit, which took a long time, and they were helped by the Kiltegan Fathers, which were missionary priests which done the building out there. And in the middle of the night they were pulled out of bed by some local police who told them they must get out, they must leave the area immediately. Now these police were friendly to them because they used to come in for a cup of tea now and then. And the sisters said they couldn't go, but the police said you must go. So they dragged them out of bed along with a few helpers, and they got them to the border. And next day all the missionaries in that area were killed. Not all Catholics, there was some other denominations as well, and they all got murdered. So she escaped by the skin of her teeth from that one. But so her work in South Africa was very varied, and in Africa as a whole and in South Africa was very varied. In her latter years there were more peaceful areas she worked in, and we could go visit her and so on, which we did on a couple of occasions, and we've seen the work. So yeah, very proud of her, very proud.
Sister Teresa has done so much wonderful work in her life. It's great to see her back in Manchester with her family. Now don't forget, we are here every Thursday evening at 7 o'clock with Henry McGlade for the Irish at home and abroad, and I'm back at 7:30 with the Irish in the UK. Now we're going to finish off with a song from John Farry, who is very well known as manager and promoter of Nathan Carter, but of course he's a great singer and songwriter in his own right. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to have a go at writing my own song.
Playing my old guitar, writing down a line, picking out a chord or two, trying to find a rhyme. A little inspiration and I'll be on my way. There's a new one coming soon, could be born today, 'cause I'm a songwriter. I love to write new songs. Songwriter, I'll make you sing along. I don't get the glory, I just tell the story. I'm a songwriter, I love to write new songs. I can make you laugh a little, or I can make you cry. Maybe I will ask a question, but I could never lie. A melody that moves me, a rhythm that will groove me. Put it all together and we just might have a song. 'Cause I'm a songwriter, I love to write new songs. Songwriter, I'll make you sing along. I don't get the glory, I just tell the story. I'm a songwriter, I love to write new songs. I got a number 1, well, that would be a lot of fun. I keep hoping for the big one every time. 'Cause I'm a songwriter, 3 chords and the truth.